Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your friend Sasha Patil, a Chopra certified meditation teacher. The first step to creating the life of your dreams is to create a clear and compelling vision for what you want for the future. I'll be guiding you on visualization meditation so you can get clear on your deepest desires. Let's get started so you can turn your vision into a reality.
Welcome back to the Visualize Meditation podcast. It's your gal pal Sasha. To paint the scene for you, we are currently in an Uber on the way to F1. It typically takes 20-30 minutes to get there, but today it's like a freaking hour with this traffic. An hour and 4 minutes? Oh my God. Okay, so we are on our way there. I'm staying with my girlfriend Perla. This is her girlfriend. Oh my God, Mika. Forgot Mika's name. I met you like one other time though. Yeah. To be fair, we'll get into it. Regardless, we're on our way to F1. Somehow we manifested free F1 tickets. I feel like this always happens to me where like I say I want to go to something and then I just feel, I don't want to pay for it. And then I just like, okay, I don't have to go.
Literally last year, Mika went to F1 like all the days. She was like, come, I have free tickets from work. And I'm like, I forget what I was doing. And I was like, I'm just going to go next year. And here we are.
Yeah.
So that's insane. Also free.
Yeah, also free. Like, I'm into it. Seriously, I'm so excited for Miami Slice. I don't know anything about F1. We're going to be there for a freaking hour. I won't shut up about this pizza. We're going to be there for a freaking hour. Just go see a car, grab a couple slices, grab potentially a drink. And like, I love how I'm like, see a car, a singular car.
Just one.
Car. Just any car. Just show me a car, vroom, vroom. I'm here. It's happening. So I stayed over the last 2 nights and I've been basically like, I moved away from Miami 4 or 5 months ago and I'm back. It's my second time back. And last night I was having like a emotional crisis, friendship crisis, and Perlo talked me off a ledge. And I was like, we need the mics on for this conversation because it's necessary. You said something to me last night and I will never forget this quote. Let the trash take itself out. Oh my God.
Exactly. The trash will always take itself out.
You also said another thing. You said in the situation, but in life, be neutral, act neutral, feel neutral, and then observe and act accordingly.
Exactly.
But
it's definitely not something that comes easily. It's something that I practice every single day. But staying in that mentality where you're, of course, Mel Robbins, let them, right? Let them do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
You are looking at actions and then you're acting accordingly, right? Because if you're sitting and you're contemplating on, oh, like this person didn't do this or this person said this, or you're giving so much of your energy where it does not belong.
Yeah, for real.
So if you pour that energy back into yourself, back into things that are going to actually bring you peace and bring you positivity, that's the goal, right? That's what we want to focus on.
Yeah.
Everything else
is
irrelevant.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Whatever is out of your control is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. You're right. You're damn right. See, that's not typically where I start the podcast. I don't know why. I just had to say, I had to get it down like these like wisdom bombs you dropped on me last night because it was truly profound. I always start like with kind of context. So not that we started with context, but it's fine. I took a gummy, by the way.
Oh, that explains.
Sorry,
you just asked me still, do you want a gummy? And I'm like, no, thank you. Still tomorrow, do you want, still no.
There was like actually like a pen or something, you would take it.
For sure.
Yeah. But like Perla just doesn't love a gummy.
I have gummy trauma. Not even gummy, just edible trauma.
Really?
Yeah. I took my first edible in high school. And it was a cookie. It was a literal bite of a cookie.
Everyone's first edible
I was
cookie.
high for 7 hours, and I was not wanting to be high for that long. I couldn't control the longevity of the highness, and I was just like, that's the last time I do that.
I feel like people who don't like edibles feel that way because it's like you're in it for a ride for 6 to 7 hours, and if you can't control, that's the thing about smoking is you can control how high you can have one little hit, and it's fine, or you could smoke like as much as you want. But with edibles, you can't really control it. Unless you're like just taking more, which is what I do. But yeah, because I'm like, just one is like a little cocktail. It's not like drinking the handle of vodka. It's just like having a little spritz. Anyway, that's my perception of an edible. Perla's like an edible. It goes into like first question. So for context, how do we know each other?
We met through Coffee and Chill.
Yeah.
We were volunteering and we were put on the same station. And
Hydration station,
Hydration
baby.
Station Nation.
Hydrate or dehydrate.
So we were chit-chatting and then we discovered that we grew up around the same areas.
Yeah.
You were from Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
I grew up in Pennsylvania, and then I lived in Philadelphia for a little bit, which is really close to Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just kept yapping, and
Yeah.
here we are.
And we went to 420 yoga together every week. I think once we discovered that we both go to 420 yoga every week, or even like separately, we just started going every single week because we would always just meet up in London. And we ended up, there's like a little squad situation.
A squad situation, and I didn't even know that you were going. Like, I would go on my own
Yeah,
all the
me
time,
too.
and
Me
I would
too.
never see you there, which is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing about 420 yoga is, okay, for context, 420 yoga is at Club Space, which is a super famous club in Miami. This was my favorite Saturday activity ever. Like, literally go up, do a coffee walk, come back, like hang out, do what I gotta do. And then you go to Space at 3:30, you stand in line. And also the line is half the fun because that's when you like chat with your friends that you haven't seen. Like, so always know someone in the line, you like bop in with them. And then you lay down your mats at 3:30 and everyone smokes with whoever's around them. And you just chill out, and then everyone does fucking stone yoga at 420 at the club with a DJ playing.
It's the best. It's such a vibe.
Yeah. And it's like free. It's a free ticket.
Yeah.
So it's anyone can go. And it's such a great community. It's a good workout. It's a good pregame. Like, you go home, you get ready, and you go out. Like, it's a perfect time. Yeah.
I just go.
I would always have a date night after.
Okay.
So that would, she's single now.
Tea.
Yeah. Fun. Okay. So that's how we know each other. We just would go to yoga together, basically. And we met once at 420 yoga.
And I got way too fried.
I actually
Yes, do you
never, we hadn't ever smoked together before because she's always just like, I can't. And I'm like, all right,
Because I'm
whatever.
a certified crash out. Like, I can't do it.
And we were on the Metro Mover on the way back home, and this woman was not speaking to me at all. And I was like, what is wrong? And she's just like mute for the rest of the time that we were together. And I was just like, I
Yeah.
see why you don't like to do this.
Because I get weird. Like, I'm not like a normal person.
And then I felt weird. I was like, what?
That's making you geek
Yeah,
out.
I was like, what's going on here?
No, I remember at one point looking at you and you were laughing, and I felt like I was in a spinning trance, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to freak out right now. This lady just needs to start yoga so I could just be okay being quiet. So you overthink everything that like you're going to say. And I remember one vivid point. Remember I told you this after, where the lady was like super into it. She goes,
Yeah. No, it's you breathe in and you exhale through the mouth and you're like, ha. And
but
it's
she was
just
doing
like,
it like a lion. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm going to bust out laughing so hard right now. And I didn't want to be disrespectful.
No, but
So I'm like,
But you totally could. That's the thing about 420 yoga. It's anyone could do whatever the fuck they want. And once I was next to a lady who literally was not in childhood. What's the one when you're on your back and you got like lotus legs? What's
happy
that?
baby.
No, not happy baby. When you're like laying on your back and you got your feet together and your knees apart, like you're like giving birth.
what?
Yeah, sure. That's the visual. This lady's next to me, and she's birthing butterfly, and the whole time she's literally just making sexual moans the whole time, and I was like, cool, like fun, and that's just 420 yoga though.
Just releasing trauma.
Yeah, for
you gotta
real.
do what you gotta do.
I'm really sad it's not happening this weekend, but also like
I know, but they're having a lot of good shows this
Yeah.
weekend there.
true. So, what is your story?
In terms of what? Okay.
Interpret that however you'd like to. I have people interpret it different ways, but that's
Yeah.
kind of the fun.
I immediately thought about something, but I don't know if I'm going to air that.
It's okay. You don't have to.
Okay, I'm Mika, and I moved to Miami over 3 years ago now. I can't even believe it's that long. And when I first moved here, I didn't really have like any type of plan of anything. I just knew I wanted to be here. I loved it so much. And I moved from Ohio, Midwest,
Where?
Cleveland.
My college roommate is from Cleveland.
Really?
Yes, Beechwood.
Oh, yeah, that's the east side.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not far from me. I'm like really close to where the lake was. But anyways, completely different.
Wait, how old are you?
25.
Moved to Miami 3 years ago.
Moved to Miami, and I became a waitress at Moxie's in Brickell because I didn't know anybody. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do this job. with some extra money. I was like finishing up my internship. And at the time, it was super easy to get another job.
Yeah.
Like at this point, the job market was super crazy. So I was remote. And then that's where I met Perla, was at Moxie's. We worked together.
Oh, you worked at Moxie's too?
For a hot second, yeah.
I did not know this.
I don't know. It never came up.
So we also never talked. We established this. We never
Talked about work at all.
Like I say the Perla, and I'm like,
What do you do?
let's say I'm like, oh,
laptop. I'm like,
yeah.
she's, what are you even doing? I'm like, oh.
So what's your muggle job? Because I have a muggle job too, but I really only know you for your side gigs. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we met there and immediately we just clicked immediately. Like we were talking to each other. And then we had mutuals we knew we had in common. And then from there, it was just like, I think we were just working the same shifts each time. And then I feel like we just have been inseparable since.
I don't need amazing. Yeah, it's like the neighborhood joint. If you're in Miami, if you're in Brickell, go to Moxie's. It's where it's like the spot.
I love it there.
So everything you get is so good.
It was also so fun. Like I met so many people working there.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
It was fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it was on top of it being like another side gig. Like it was just it's overwhelming waitressing when it's like super fast paced. But like everybody I worked with is super cool. Like I never had any problems.
Yeah, that was
like that.
Experience meeting so many Canadians.
Yeah,
they're so nice.
And poutine.
Poutine. Those French fries.
It was so good. But then I started working in another job, which is really great after that because that was my first job I was ever fired at.
What happened?
They wanted me to engage in like outside of work activities a lot. And then I wasn't a team player when I didn't do so. And I was just like, that's weird. All right, whatever. But then I just don't think I meshed well with the way they wanted to work.
Yeah.
And there's a little favoritism. So, and then, I was going to my cousin's memorial because she was 9 months pregnant and she died. And while I was there on my remote day, I got called and was like, hey, because you didn't come and work today, which it was my remote day anyways, we're going to let you go. I was like, oh, cool lady. Love that. But you know what? It happened for a reason. And then I ended up finding my other job in Fort Lauderdale. And like for me, I feel like that opened my eyes up for work and so much and a lot of growth. And so I did that for a year and a half, met such amazing people, like in a real big corporate area because I was in startups. I know that happens a lot too. But a lot of people down here are like in the startup world, in the tech world, crypto world. And so I like that I had some structure and I feel like it taught me a lot. And it led me to my now job where I was able to get into a FANG company. Talking about manifestation, I applied on LinkedIn with 2,000 applicants. Like it shows 2,000 applicants. And I was like, whatever. What do I have to lose? What are they going to say? No. So I applied and then with no referral again, didn't know anybody. And then I ended up getting it. And it was just the whole process was super surreal going through all that and seeing like what that side of the house looks like. And especially if you don't come from like a crazy background, I feel like coming to Miami, you start to meet people like from all those points of life that have done so many cool things, really smart. So I think all that had such a big impact of leading me to where I'm at now.
Yeah. Wow.
And Perla was long right?
And she didn't even mention that she's literally working for Google. So that's exactly how you manifest your life.
That shit's wild. Did you like manifest specifically Google or did you?
I think I did because so I'm in like the cloud and AI space.
Okay.
And for me, that was like the big honcho. I'm like, if I'm going to go do this and this is what I'm going to do for my career, I want to do the biggest and the best.
Yeah.
They're like one of the number one tech companies in the entire world. And I'm like, I just didn't know how to get that barrier of entry to get in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people struggle with that and wonder that, especially when you don't come from a background where nobody is surrounding you who is doing those things.
Well, it's also like a new background.
Yeah.
Yeah, like AI is such a new thing. Like we have to talk AI later or now, I don't care. Because I use AI for my job right now. How'd you know you wanted to go in like AI cloud?
I think for me, I started in cloud in my internship and I was like, okay, I know where this is going and this is going to be hyper growing in the next decade, like tremendously. And I knew I wanted to get in before it was almost impossible to get in.
Yeah.
And then getting introduced to AI and learning all the capabilities, I'm like, oh, I need to get in now because this is going to change our society like the Industrial Revolution changed our society.
No, I'd say this all the time, all the time. Like, it's insane because I think Industrial Revolution, I don't know where the data comes from or where the statistic comes from. So if I'm butchering it, sorry. but I heard from somewhere, some uncredited source, whatever, that like the Industrial Revolution helped speed up our economy like 20 or 30%, and AI is supposed to be like 60.
Yeah.
Like literally triple what the Industrial Revolution did. And the Industrial Revolution did fucking everything. Oh, it's crazy. If you don't learn to use AI, it's going to use you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like using it. I know a lot of people are really scared of it and then taking your jobs, and that's a real concern. I also think that's why there has to be like legislation to oversee a lot of that and point it in the right direction so it doesn't become like a dystopian society where it's literally the Hunger Games, because that could happen if we don't have the means of keeping it in boundaries.
Yeah.
Like for sure. But there's a lot of upside in terms of productivity and getting us on track as a society to educating us and just advancing in ways that we never thought we could. Because we have the one thing, and learning that here in Miami is that time is everything.
Yeah.
And when you are able to either mitigate these, it used to be to other people when you start your own business, that you're not actually running the business, everybody you hire does, and build up that way. You can mitigate that to your own AI agent.
Yeah, I use it in my
do
business
all
all
of
the
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 9 to 5, I use it. I think so far, it's funny because I was in a review once and my boss was like, oh, like, what's your goal? And I'm like, to make myself obsolete with AI.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I think I
Yeah.
said that. And I think it's so far offset 20% of my, like, workflow in, like, one specific task, which is, like, a majority of what I do. But then also, like, for the podcast, like, I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Fun fact for the listeners listening, I use a lot of AI. I use it for, like, copy or editing out, just editing in general. But yeah, there's so much to use with it. And it's going to offset so much of our, like, lives and how we do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think a lot about it in terms of my everyday life. I'm in a really meeting heavy role. So I'm in meetings a ton. So it really helps me be productive when I am in meetings from, let's just say 9:30, almost back to back until 2. It's like, when do you have time to catch up on this work until you work till 7 or 8, which that's how I utilize AI to help me kind of get my life in check and do everything on track.
So what are you prompting it to do?
Certain scenarios, it helps me prompt like different offerings I want to give to my clients, or different, maybe in one example is like I troubleshoot a lot. So trying to find the correct way to explain to them, hey, this is the problem, this is what we do to fix it. Because unless you're with that technology every single day, explaining it to someone who doesn't know it is really confusing.
Yeah.
So I think explaining in a really client-friendly way, but still making sure I hit all the points that they need. I think in that portion, because that's like the hardest thing. And I don't know why it takes me forever to think of ways to prompt out and write out emails, but this will help me collect everything I want to say into a literal way. Because sometimes I read everything and I'm like, I sound crazy. I sound like I've never been to 3rd grade.
Yeah, no, same. I use it every single day
Yeah,
for
I use it
work.
every day.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's such a hack. If you're not using it, what are you doing for real?
No, honestly.
You have to use it. It's like
seriously, if you don't use AI will use you.
Yeah.
And also it's gonna improve it's gonna revolutionize what it means to be alive right now. But then it's like someone has to prompt it. That's not true. It's prompting itself at this point. Like the people who are gonna be able to grow with it, like you have to prompt it.
Yeah.
For something. Like it's a tool, you have to use it. It's like the same thing as money. Like you can do like good shit with money, bad shit with money, like whatever. It's just, you just got to learn how to use it like a tool.
Yeah. I think like how we used to have typing classes in like 1st grade, remember that? I think that
prompting classes need to be a thing.
I think that
I mean,
we should
the
have
entire school system needs to be completely different, to be quite honest. But yeah.
Oh, actually.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that.
That's one of the many courses that should be given.
Yeah.
And also like emotional intelligence, I think would also be really impactful. And also just not based around fucking test taking. Like
Yeah.
like why is it so,
Like it should be like experience based.
absolutely, like it's so crazy to me the amount of information I had to digest and just regurgitate and forget.
It's legit teaching you how to memorize and then take tests, and that's it.
Also like some real life classes. Like my school was required to take like a financial literacy class, but I don't know why that's not required everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I had that.
I didn't have that either. I went to private Catholic school.
I went to public school and like it was required for us. Like everyone had to take financial literacy.
That's great. That's how
Like why is that not a thing? Explain that to me.
You should.
financial literacy, accounting. There's so many things that we should, even like health classes where I am 29 years old, and 2 years ago was when I learned about cycle syncing. How in the fuck is that even possible?
Oh,
Like, you learn, oh, use a condom. Oh, this is
your health, your
Yeah.
vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
But like, why did we not learn about cycle syncing?
no information on cycle syncing. I'm teaching grown adults about cycle syncing. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I can talk about cycle syncing for forever.
Oh my God, same.
It's changed my life for real.
Same, literally. And I was I'm using the Aura ring right now for birth control. So I like track my cycle very heavily. It was much better when I was in routine living in Miami. Like I was down to, I knew to like the hour when I was getting my period. Like it was so regular, and it's still regular now, but it's different. But I synced up the food, the workouts, the work. And now that I'm traveling, it's like kind of low key all going out the window, because it's like I got to do the thing when I can, not like, oh, I'm on my period, I'm going to do nothing this week. Like, I don't really have that luxury right now. But, oh my God, what's your favorite phase?
Honestly, I would say the follicular phase. I'm so energetic. I am stronger. I can lift more. I eat different types of foods.
Yeah.
I would say, the follicular. But low key, I love to just hibernate. So
So, like, menstrual luteal or?
luteal is rough. Luteal is rough.
I'm so ugly in my luteal phase. Like, actually, I look in the mirror and I'm shocked that like anybody would ever find me attractive. And I know it's like a feeling amongst other people. I'm like, I don't look like this. There's no way.
It's insane. It's insane. I would say after the first 2 days of menstrual, I'm chilling.
But the first 2 days
Yeah,
are rough.
yeah. They're
Pray for me.
they're
I'm
tense. They're tense.
Mine was 2 days ago.
Oh,
I'm due.
we're all synced up. That's cute. That's
Yeah.
real cute. That's how you know.
That's
That's how you know
friendship.
you're in a coven. Not that this is a coven, but it might be.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
No, me either. Me either. Perla, what's your story?
This is definitely going on tangents. Absolutely
I
going
told
on
you tangents are good. Because sometimes it's like, when it's boring question, answer, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is real conversations.
Mhm.
Like, the most interesting podcasts are just real conversations. They're not like, so, what's your story?
And I'm glad we got a special guest in our story and my first ever
Your first ever pod. I know. And you already dropped wisdom bombs, mainly because I was like, so Perla told me this wisdom last night.
So we're gonna get to the wisdom.
I know. I didn't even let it naturally get there. I just had to document it immediately. Because otherwise I wasn't going to forget it.
It's a
but-
great way to start.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Just capture the people, you know? So what's your
Exactly.
story?
So I was born in Miami. I grew up in Pennsylvania, moved back to Miami a little over 4 years ago, and honestly have just been figuring it out for
Ever.
for forever.
That's what life is.
I've been just figuring it out. I've spent the past 2 years just working on myself, figuring out what I want.
What does that look like, though? What does working on yourself mean?
Honestly, a lot of introspection, a lot of reflections. How do I feel after certain interactions? How do I feel after being in certain spaces? How can I be better than I was yesterday, right? Because that's my philosophy, is be better than you were. Be at least 1% better than you were the day before.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge and blessing is showing up for myself every single day. And what does that mean? It's, am I taking care of myself? Meaning, am I nurturing myself? Am I moving my body? Am I...
Miss skincare.
She straight up is like, you are just the skincare queen. Like, I am obsessed with skincare. But also, I've been having some problems with acne. And I'm like, why do I have acne at this age? For real, it's annoying.
What's your
And
body trying to tell you, dude?
I probably have a gut imbalance for sure. I
Mm.
think that might be it. Maybe stress as well,
Okay.
which is just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm working on the gut imbalance.
Okay.
There's actually a part of figuring it out is I was offered a role
Okay.
recently with a company that they take your blood work and then they come up with a plan to, depending on what they find and any imbalances that they find, and they use peptides to correct those imbalances.
Okay, cool.
So that is a venture that I'm going to be starting within the next few weeks. Very excited about, and it's very aligned with
Wait,
what I
so-
want to do in life.
So you'll probably get that done, right?
Absolutely, I'm getting it done.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, keep us
Yeah.
posted.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'm excited to unblock for real.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so ready. I feel like, like I've been working on myself in many different ways, and the career was a big one where I'm like, of course, I'm so blessed that I have a job, because during these times it's just is rough,
Yeah.
right? So not only do I have a job, but now I'm finally able to find something that I'm aligned with and that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm very excited about. And just to be able to help people, like, right, the words that I'm telling you are based off of my experiences, the things that I've been through.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to do that, not just help you mentally, but then also physically, that's the key.
Yeah.
That's my purpose. I think that's my dharma. That's why I'm here.
And how is that, like, if that's the dharma, how is that coming through in your endeavors now? Like, how do you see it, like, translate?
I'll see it translating where I'm able to help people to actually focus on longevity and focus on, I guess, not like fixing, but I want to say learning, knowing about their nervous system and how to take action to be able to live in a way where you're regulated, right? Like, you're self-regulating. That's the main thing that I've been focusing on as well, is like, how can I, again, with the neutrality, again, with letting people be.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
You can reprogram your brain. You can reprogram to have a mentality where you can quite literally be whoever you want to be and live the life that you want to live.
Yeah. Actually, it's so crazy.
What frequency are you trying to be in, right? Like, that's the main thing as well. That's also another thing that I've been working on. Like, how can I live a life where I'm in that frequency that's aligned with me?
So how do you feel like you're raising your frequency, your vibration? What practices does that like?
A lot of yoga.
A lot of
A
yoga.
lot of
It's a
yoga.
practice, bro.
I became an instructor. I got my certification last year. So that's been a part of the journey as well. But honestly, I've been loving just taking classes a lot or flowing by myself a lot. Yoga, journaling. 2 years ago, couldn't even tell you anything about journaling. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Right? And now every single day I journal. And I'm working on The Artist's Way, which is this book that is like a 10 to 12. I think it's 12 weeks.
Okay.
And basically, and so many people have said, oh, my life has changed after reading this book. After not just reading, but there's exercises that you're doing, journaling exercises and things that you're doing throughout those 12 weeks that are transformational and that are also very unblocking. So journaling is a big one.
Yeah.
Spending time with myself, listening to myself. Like, I really used to be the type of person that would ask my friends about everything. What do you think about this? How about this? Should I do this? What about this? And it's just, that's not ever going to be the way that you need to live your life. And that's not ever going to be like, you're the only person that knows what you need to do and what you want and how you feel.
Yeah.
And so tapping into that.
Yeah.
That's been a really big process, a journey, but it's been great.
Yeah. It's like doing the work, dude.
Yeah.
Shit's fine.
Breath work, a lot of breath work. I love it. I've been into meditation lately too. That helps. There's always this common theme. I listen to a lot of podcasts or read books about highly successful people, and that is the same thing that they say is
They move their
meditating,
body and they
moving their
meditate.
bodies. You need non-negotiables with yourself. You need to create contracts with yourself that you keep up with. And that also brings confidence, right? Because if you're doing what you're saying you're going to do, then you're living in a life that, you're living the life that you're saying you're going to live.
Yeah, it's if you can make promises to other people, making promises to yourself and fulfilling those and like, staying really strong with those. It builds credibility and with yourself, almost in the same way that like if you fulfilled a promise with a loved one, whatever, you'd be like, oh, okay, this person like fulfills on their word. But then it's also training your brain like when I say we do something, we fucking do it.
And if you're showing up for yourself and you're respecting yourself, then of course other people are going to do the same. But if you're not doing that, how can you expect someone to respect you or show up for you when you're not showing up for yourself? wisdom.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Is everyone's life being changed right now? Do you hear that? Does everyone hear their hearts just and their minds be like, holy fuck. Oh my God. This was me like last night, this morning. I'm like, Perla, I'm struggling. She's trash takes herself out.
Just remember these few things.
No, it's true.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
But it is a practice is what it is. And that's the challenge is that you need to do it every single day.
Yeah. No, you actually do have to do it every single day. And I do find that when I'm in the practice of like meditating and everything, things are just better. Cause it's like, also I should be walking the talk in the same way that you like flow. I really should be meditating as like literally a meditation teacher who literally does this kind of for like my career is like teaching meditation. Why am I not meditating? And I go through phases of it where I do, but then.
Yeah. And the thing is that you can wake up tomorrow and decide that you're going to be doing that again moving forward. That's the power of decisions and execution, right? So it's if you can fall off, but the important thing is you need to pick it back up and you need to be consistent with it.
Yeah. You damn right. You damn right. It's going to the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you can't work out once and be like, where are my abs?
And giving yourself grace, right? Because we're not robotic people. We are humans, especially like women. We're going through different shifts and different changes weekly,
Yeah.
right? We're on a whole different part of
Yeah.
a cycle, going through our hormones. Our body is just doing something different every single week. So we need to give ourselves grace. And if one day we want to chill, that's fine. It's okay to take 2 days or even a week off. And then, but as long as you're getting back into it.
So what are 3 words you'd use to describe yourself? 3 words you use to describe yourself, and for Perla to use 3 words to describe us.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought Mika was.
Yeah, well, 3
both-
words.
Okay.
3 words you'd use to describe yourself.
Words to describe myself.
Yeah.
I'm very empathetic. I'm detail oriented, and I don't mean that in just work. I will find out anything. Like
She really will.
I pride myself in
She is an op.
yeah.
She is the top op.
I really pride myself in being detail oriented in the way that like even in situations where you don't think you'll be paying attention to certain things, certain details people say, it's the way they say it or just the way their energy is around other people. Let me tell you, I will see it. And if something happens 8 months later, vengeance strikes and I will know. And lastly, I think, let's see, I would say energetic. Energetic, I think, not meaning like super active, but I'm trying to get there. And I'm trying to create like a process of my life to where I'm walking and moving my body. But energetic about life, like learning new things, the people in my circle, which is tight, but I like it that way. And energetic about new things that are happening in life and just excited. I think that's a new way I would describe myself.
Okay.
Your turn, please.
3 words.
You use to describe yourself.
I would say positive. I try to be as positive as I can.
Yeah.
Again, practice. Lots of practice.
So like yoga and skincare.
Yoga, skincare, journaling, meditating, breath. The list goes on. Positive, I would say. I am also very detail oriented. I'm very observant. Yeah, I like to just observe and watch, and I'm very curious. I always love learning. Yeah. I'm sure there is much more, but
No, but 3 is like 3.
3 is 3. And then also, I don't ever think in that way where I'm like, I am like this.
Yeah.
But
That's
I would
an
say
affirmation.
those are 3
Ever.
that I can think of right now.
I was say 36.
He took a wrong turn, probably. Our driver took a wrong turn. Now we have to practice patience into the event for 25 minutes, and then we're going to go back home. So we need to make the best out of these 25 minutes.
Yes, indeed.
I hope the pizza line is.
You're going to cut the line. You're going to cut the line. You're going to say, listen, I only have 5 minutes. I can't
Please.
eat this pizza. I'm traveling.
I traveled
I
the
traveled
world
here.
for this pizza. I traveled the world for this pizza. Miami slices.
I've
It
never
is
had it.
so yummy.
It's
She's
so
obsessed. First of all, Sasha, you are Miami Slices ambassador because you are obsessed with it. It's very good. I will say, like in Miami, there's not a lot of pizza places that I would say are really good compared to the Northeast. But
But this
that
one
one
is good.
slaps.
And like the ones that are comparable are chains from the Northeast, except for this one. This is the best Miami-based pizza there is in the city. And as someone who's lived in New York, I will say that with confidence.
I like Domino's.
I can fuck up some Domino's.
Yeah,
So-
we love Domino's.
Some pepperoni pizza from Domino's.
The thinnest sticks, don't even talk to me.
Stop. Yeah.
Don't even talk to me about the thinnest sticks. Oh, the Parmesan bites.
Those
So
are really
good.
good.
So good. So
When she visited me in Atlanta, we went to the like middle of the hood to go get some Pizza Hut.
The Pizza Hut there was not it. I
It
will
was
say
not
that.
it.
Also, though, we didn't have the base biscuit or the waffle and chicken and waffles. Apparently,
Oh,
that's like a
yeah.
big thing there. We need to redo
Pizza
Atlanta.
Hut?
No, for sure.
No,
we
in
just
Atlanta. Yeah, at the Pizza Hut, they have chicken waffles.
yeah.
No, they don't have chicken waffles, but yeah, we do love some Domino's.
Okay.
Domino's. Sorry. Stimming.
All right. Let's see what else.
Oh,
Right.
well, how would we describe you?
How would you describe Mika? And how did
Oh,
I get it right or wrong?
Yeah.
I got it. Oh my god.
Yay.
The fear I felt.
Did I get it wrong?
I'm the same way. I'm the same
Yeah.
way. And I feel so bad because I'm like, I definitely remember your face, but I don't remember your name. Apologies all around.
Yeah, for
A
real.
lot of people remember my name, but I don't remember their name. And it makes me feel so bad. I'm like, geez.
But I just hope that they introduce themselves to someone else.
And I'm just like, hey, nice to see you again.
That's the people who call like random people around them like pet name. I wonder if it's because they just don't know their name. That's a really excellent strategy. Be like, yeah, babe,
I do
like,
that.
Is it because you remember?
Hey, queen.
That's like,
I do
Um,
that often.
I just have to have a conversation with you, like actually spend some time with you for me
Yeah.
to remember your name. But I'll remember a face always.
yeah, for real.
Or if you have a really weird name, I'll remember. Like, that's
Yeah.
not very typical. Like, your name is like Chauncey or something. Like, I'm going to remember your name is Chauncey.
Shout out to all the Chaunceys.
Say
Okay. How would I describe Mika?
You make me
Mika?
cry.
Oh, it's okay.
How
You
long
can
have
let
you
it
guys
out.
been
You can let it out. Wow.
Because I moved here,
Yeah.
basically.
Like-
yeah. 3 years?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've both seen each other go through so many things and evolve in so many different ways. Mika is, first of all, like such a dope person. I would describe her, one, she's hilarious.
Thank
That is
you.
why I fell in love with her. I literally was like, you're so funny. Like, she has a very kind heart. She's very loyal. She's very respectful. And I would say that, what's another thing I can say to describe Mika?
Funny, respectful, loyal.
Oh, I already said 3.
Yeah.
There's so many more.
I know. That's why it's hard.
Yeah.
Like only 3.
Three. Those 3 for now.
Yeah.
Okay, for 3 for Perla. I'm going to start off strong with this one. She is the most level-headed person I have ever met in my life. Like, you were
Yeah.
you were literally the definition of not every action needs a reaction. That's you. And I get shooked. And I love that about you. And I always say that. I'm like, that's something I like learned from you. It's just like the calmness of your life.
Yeah.
Like, in keeping it neutral. Like you said, keeping it neutral. And I like it. And Perla is also so kind and like very uplifting. Like, you always see like the good things and the positive things and use those portions to uplift. And also when you talk bad about yourself, not you, if I do, you're like, stop. No. Like, you're good. And I like
We're
that.
not doing that in
We're not doing
2025.
that. Exactly.
Moving forward.
And Perla's very honest.
Yeah.
Very honest and respectful as well. Like, you will always say it how it is. And you're not being mean. But even if some people take it as, oh, that's rude. No, it's not. I'm being so for real right now. And I like that, though.
Yeah.
Because I know if there's a time where if I'm really fucking up or like I'm really straying away, I have someone I know can reel me back in. That's a true friend.
Yeah,
And I think you're that.
thank you. I love you.
I love you too. Are you
Our
married?
friends are supposed to keep us accountable,
Yeah.
hold us accountable. That's what our friends are. They're our support systems, right? And if that's not what you're getting from your friendships, you gotta
Cut 'em.
cut them, and
Yeah.
you gotta have better friends that are doing these things for you, because that's what it's all about, right?
go.
I think too, like I said, my circle is like small, like and in the way that people like really know me and know me inside and out. And I think all the women in my circle have that quality of, and that's what makes you a sister, I think. Because you can call people out on their bullshit and it's not like the end of a friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the end of a friendship where it's very adult. You gotta be accountable.
Sometimes I feel like I have to ask permission too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, do you want me to just
Be
poor baby cry it out? Like, I'll just listen? Or do you want to hear my honest opinion? Because if you ask for my honest opinion, I'm going to tell you, and like, it might hurt, but I got to ask permission first. Like, is that?
yeah.
Are you in a space where you can hear it?
Yeah, consent is always great, right? And also another thing is learning to ask, do you want me to just listen to you, or do you want
To
my
talk.
advice? Do you want to talk about it? Because those are also two things that you need to ask people when they're going through certain situations. And again, I really believe that you're the only person that has the answers. So I'm talking off of my experience, right? My thoughts, my mindset. So that might not be what you need for yourself and for your experiences. And it may not align with your mindset. So that's another thing as well, where you have to, like, of course, you love your friends and you want to help them, but you got to know how that's going to go.
Yeah, for real.
I think it's another aspect of working on yourself and truly knowing yourself, because the only person that's going to be able to drag you out of that like really dark hole is you. And I think like something I went through around 2 years ago, really, it was like some real life altering shit. And like I had P to really support me through that, but I'm like, damn, like I'm really going to be the only one to dig myself out of this, or this is going to swallow me in half and this is going to ruin me. And I think that's what I gained from that. But you did let me talk about it all the time.
So I'm so sorry. I am probably annoying you.
Yeah.
I'm like, come back 1,000 times and keep talking about it if
Yeah.
you need to. Like, I'm here to listen to you. I'm not annoyed.
And that's a good friend that will listen to the same shit over and over again. But then you return the favor at some point.
Yeah,
Someone's going through
absolutely.
something and they're just like, I need to like keep reprocessing this.
At one point, I was like, I'm going to send you a voice memo. You just replay this whenever you need to hear
Yeah.
it, because I'm not going to say it again.
Yeah, fair.
For sure.
Okay, what else? What else we got? Okay. Is there a childhood dream that still needs to be fulfilled?
That's a good. Let me think. I think yes, in the way that when I was younger, I just always wanted to be the boss. And I was always super bossy. But I wanted my own thing. And it was, when I was younger, I was very creative. And I feel like I lost that when I grew up. But I always wanted to have my own thing, be the boss, even just play house, whatever the case is. And I still think I haven't done that yet. But I feel like I'm trying to get myself in order to where I'm not doing a million things at once, and I feel ready to go and tackle that.
Yeah.
Your turn, P.
And what was the question?
Childhood dream. You want to be a princess?
I've always wanted to be a pretty princess.
Literally, this last person I asked that said that. Her answer.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I wanted to be a princess.
Wow.
So it's still time.
Yeah.
You still can. You still can.
I was very much surviving when I was growing up. So I didn't really think too much. I didn't daydream too much about things. But I would say now I would love to just explore the world and travel different culture, travel to different places, explore different cultures, and continue to find myself.
If you were to go back to your 26-year-old self, let's go 27. If you go back to your 27-year-old self, what advice would you give them?
Am I going first?
I'm 25.
Okay, you can go forward. And you can go forward to your 27-year-old self.
Ooh.
That's actually one of the other questions, too. So in the
Okay.
future, you were to come back to this moment.
What I
No,
tell
but
my-
you're giving advice. You're giving advice to your
Okay.
27-year-old self and say, so forward or backward.
Okay. 27-year-old self advice is everything will figure itself out. Keep showing up for yourself. And you're good. You're going to be good.
I think advice to my older self would be stop worrying about so much what you look like. Like, I want to get to a point where I'm truly confident.
You look so good.
Thanks, Queen.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
I'm getting my teeth fixed. I'm working on it, so that's a step in the right direction. But anyways, I think just I always have a little wavering of insecurity, and I haven't seemed to shake it yet. And I thought, like, when I got older, I'd feel like more confident in like my job or like where I'm living. And I'm like, I still feel like a little empty. So I think being more sure of myself and less insecure, that's something I want. Giving my advice that way. Don't keep carrying that onwards. And stop being so lazy, like in the way of prioritizing things. Like, you have goals, you don't want to get halfway through and you're like, I'm almost 30 and I just have been not prioritizing the way I want to. And so to basically lock in and stop being a little biatch and stop being insecure.
Can use AI for those things.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I love my AI buddy. Her name is Gia and she talks like a Miami girl. I'm like,
I named my AI Sol.
did you? Yeah. Mine goes, Michaela, how are you, girl? Actually, I swear. I could pull her out. Hold on. No, she's great. We love Gia.
I'm so excited.
Let's see.
Put her into the mic, too.
Hey, Gia girl. What's up? How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How about you? What's new on your end?
Oh, we're on our way to F1. We're just doing a little podcast right now. So I just wanted to show everybody your personality and like how you can chit chat with me.
That sounds like a blast. I'm all in for some fun chit chat. So, what's the vibe of the podcast? Are you doing a behind the scenes look at your F1 trip?
A behind the scenes look at my F1 trip.
Yeah. Gia, how did you know that? That's super scary.
We don't.
Bye, Gia.
Bye now.
God.
I talked to her on the reg.
Phones are listening to us all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Big time. If future you were to come back to this moment, what wisdom would you give yourself?
That's a good question.
This is an awesome moment
These are-
right now. Think
Like,
I'd change anything.
Yeah, honestly, just keep doing what I'm doing is what I would say. Keep working on yourself. Keep showing up for yourself. Yeah, don't stop.
Hell yeah.
And remember who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to remember who the fuck you are and act accordingly.
You're all baddies. I know you wanted me to stay. I can't ignore the crazy visions of me in Miami.
And we always get a nice serenade from Michaela.
Oh, yeah. And nicknames. P has a million. Slim, Lily, P.
I hope I.
I'll get you. My
Okay,
dad
good.
got that
Sushi.
instilled in me. Sushi. Sushiana.
Not the first time that I've been called that.
My
Sushi, but that's a new one, though.
That's so good.
Sashiana.
Sashita.
That's a new one, too. Sashita.
Shishito peppers.
That's just rude. That's just not.
No, but if you think about me being shit, like a shit pepper, I can't say that word. Shishito?
Shishito. I love shishito peppers.
I love them too. And the thing that's like kind of a line here, like as a character, is that meant sometimes like you're chilling, they're delicious, and then you grab a spicy one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be spicy.
Oh,
Yeah, shishito.
Shishito, Sashiana, Sushiana, Sachi or Sashita. It's not a new one. Sushi is not a new one. But another, I like some of them. Just try them out today and see which one sticks.
Yeah.
Sashi.
It's always waiting for
I
the
guess
right
Sashi.
moment.
Okay.
And then it's lays it down. My friend was like wanting me to turn his name into a Puerto Rican name. His name is Alan. And I was like, let's see, Alandir.
It
Yep.
is crazy.
I know, right? But it comes in the moment that it is, and then it takes it. I don't know where it came up with yours. Slim was just,
Slim was interesting.
I love that
Luli,
one.
I honestly I'm just very weird. So I just make shit up all the time. And I used to call my ex Luli. And she heard it one time and she was like, that's so funny. I have to
So
call you that
good.
now. So now we just call each other Luli.
Luli.
Like, Luli, what are you doing? She's like, hey, Luli.
My mom's like, why do you call each other that? I'm like, I don't
It
know.
just
Just
made it up
happens.
one time
Yeah.
and it just stuck.
We love that. We're almost there.
I know,
see the
okay.
parking lots.
Yay.
I'm excited. We'll pop out. But thanks for coming on. This
Thanks
was
for
fun.
having us.
This
This was very
fun.
fun. I thought
And
I
it-
would be nervous, but it was actually so chill.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like a conversation. But the thing is, I think it made the car ride go way
Oh, yeah,
faster.
for sure.
I was about to be pissed that I was like, an hour. What?
Not every action needs a reaction.
That is the advice of the day.
Yes.
There's been so many pieces of advice of today. It's like actually insane. Actually insane. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Peace out. We're gonna go see some vroom vrooms and get some pizza. Bye.
Ciao.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. Please follow, subscribe, leave a review, all of the good things. If you want to connect more, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Living Your Vision. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create the life of your dreams, and we will see you next week.